Why did ancient women wear painful jewelry? What if taking off your jewelry wasn't even an option? Sounds impossible? For some women, it certainly felt that way. At first, it felt beautiful. Then it became uncomfortable. Then painful. Yet many women continued wearing it anyway. Not because they wanted to, because by the time they tried, it was already too late. So why? In Myanmar, a 5-year-old girl receives her very first brass neck ring. 1 ring becomes 5. 5 become 15. By adulthood, some women wear more than 20. From a distance, her neck looks impossibly long. But that's the illusion. The rings never actually stretched her neck. Instead, they slowly pushed her collarbones downward, creating the appearance of a longer neck. And here's the part most people never expect. Many women wore the rings almost continuously for years. Without them, they feared losing beauty, respect, and social status. So even when it hurt, they kept adding more. But that wasn't the strangest tradition. In ancient Egypt, elite women wore enormous gold collars covering their shoulders and chest. Some were so heavy, they weighed almost as much as a newborn baby. Imagine carrying that weight around your neck every single day. Your muscles ache, your shoulders burn, your spine slowly bends to compensate. So why not simply remove it? Because it wasn't just jewelry. It represented wealth, power, protection. The heavier the collar, the more untouchable you appeared. Losing it could mean losing your place in society. But history had even stranger ideas. In East Africa, among the Maasai, heavy beaded collars became symbols of beauty, identity, and status. Some collars grew so wide they covered the shoulders. The years passed. The collars became larger. Each new layer added more weight. Yet women continued wearing them proudly, because every bead told a story. Of family, of tradition, of respect. Beauty wasn't always about comfort. Sometimes, it meant carrying the weight of an entire culture. You'd think that was the limit. It wasn't. In parts of Asia and the Middle East, large nose rings became symbols of family honor and marriage. Some were so large they constantly pulled on the nose. Others were supported by delicate chains attached to the hair. Every movement reminded women they were wearing them. But removing them wasn't always a personal decision. Sometimes, it wasn't their decision at all. Then came one final example. In Central Africa, among some communities in the Congo Basin, women wore massive, solid brass neck rings. Some weighed more than 20 pounds. They weren't ordinary necklaces. They were symbols of wealth, status, power. Every movement reminded women they were wearing them. And removing them wasn't simple. Sometimes, the heaviest thing she carried wasn't the brass. It was what it represented. 5 traditions, 5 different cultures, 1 brutal idea. The more discomfort a woman was expected to endure, the more beautiful society often believed she was. Insane? Maybe. But ask yourself, if beauty decided your future, your marriage, your reputation, how far would you go? For these women, this wasn't fashion. It was survival. And perhaps the most unsettling part. Some painful jewelry traditions still exist today. Not in history books. In the modern world. So the next time you fasten a bracelet, or clip on a necklace, remember, the difference isn't the jewelry. It's that today, you can choose to take it off. A choice.